Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. military wants to lower the recruiting age from 17 to 16. You know why? Because, contrary to what you may hear from these fakers out here that was running their mouth during the time Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee, and they were running their mouth, including Trump, who is a five-time draft dodger with bone spurs. None of them are joining the military. None of them. And none of them give a damn about veterans. They just thought they would use that as a means to shame black people. Remember, they tried to use everything. They tried to use the veterans. They tried to use these mental institution cops they got out here. They tried to use all of that, and none of it worked. And this country don't care about veterans. Let's be real. Go to any city across America and you will come across homeless veterans all over the place. America don't give a damn about these men when they come home. After every war, they're on the streets homeless. And they cut them off from medical care, y'all. When I was teaching in a secondary school, I had a student that was a Vietnam vet. You know why he had to come to school? They cut him off. He fought in the Vietnam War. They told him the Vietnam War was a long time ago and they didn't have to treat him anymore. And they literally cut him off. They sent a letter telling him they would no longer treat him for his medical conditions. And the Vietnam War was a long time ago. I thought just because it's a long time ago, you're no longer considered a veteran? What kind of damn logic is that? But see, this is the reality of how America treats veterans. America don't give a damn about no veterans. Never have, never will. Never have. So all that jaw-jacking about the veterans, you're full of shit. And if you really cared about the U.S. military, we shouldn't have a shortage because you should have your family in there. So the recruiting age, they are pushing for the recruiting age to be lowered to 16 because the armed forces are not getting people in there. Not anymore. And what benefit is there to fight for America? You end up homeless on the streets and nobody gives a damn about you. That's your perk when you get home. And even these military hospitals, they said some of them aren't even fit for humans. That's your benefits, ladies and gentlemen. And not to mention, they got a whole herd of veterans hooked on opioids. they even got the veterans all doped up on opioids. They're opioid addicts too. That's what this country does for veterans. So the best way to fix the U.S. Armed Forces recruiting challenges may involve dipping further into the nation's high schools. They are not getting people, y'all. As the Army and Navy and other services contend with a thriving economy and a directive to expand their ranks, there is a growing debate over whether the military should consider lowering the minimum enlistment age from 17 to 16. More than a dozen countries, including the United Kingdom, already have adopted the policy. Critics say the idea is deeply flawed and presents a host of societal problems, but supporters argue that the Pentagon need to think outside the box if it wants to continually overcome one of the toughest recruiting environments in decades. No, we see the trashy conditions these veterans are living in. You haven't showed anybody in a long time why it's even worth being in the military. You know, yeah, you got perks while you're in there, but when you get out or you got to fight a war, Man, these people they can't stand you. They act like they hate veterans when they come home from wars. Neither the military nor lawmakers have given any indication that they are entertaining the idea, but some analysts say the opening the ranks to younger Americans could provide unique benefits and may be the kind of fundamental overhaul the recruiting system needs for the 21st century. For one, many of the factors that disqualify older youth from joining, like criminal records, are not as present in younger teens. Yeah, because, many at 16, a lot of them don't have criminal records at that age. So they are right about that. Okay, currently, of the 75% of 17 to 24-year-olds who are eligible to serve, for example, 10% are ineligible due to criminal records, he wrote in a recent piece for the Military Times. And according to the Department of Justice, there are twice as many arrests of 18 to 20-year-olds as there are arrests of 15 to 17-year-olds. Yeah, well, watch out, because if they're going to lower it to 16, don't be surprised in the next few years they get desperate again and try to lower it to 15. You think they won't do it? I sure do. Mr. McCarthy's argument touched off a firestorm with skeptics, saying the move could create more problems than it would solve. Peter Warrensinger, a senior fellow at the Washington think tank New America, countered the lowering the enlistment age to 16 would undermine combat effectiveness and unit cohesion and create other problems. I don't know about you, but I sure wouldn't want to see a 16-year-old, male or female, be recruited. But, I guess that's me. But if they're writing about it, you can best believe it's already in the works, y'all. It's already in the works to happen. Okay, despite those and other concerns, the notion certainly isn't new. At least 13 nations allow enlistees younger than 17, according to the CIA World Factbook. They include major powers such as the United Kingdom and smaller countries with much less capable militaries such as Tonga, Bolivia, and Papua New Guinea. In the U.S., analysts say there is a lack of data about the issue, and it's unclear exactly what effects military services would encounter if they begin admitting younger teens. I don't know. I don't know what this would do psychologically to a 16-year-old. But this is the real reason why they want to do this. That's what I wanted to go down to. Last year, the Army fell short of its recruiting goal for the first time in a decade. The Army had set a goal of 76,500 recruits and pulled in just under 70,000. That's the real reason why they're doing this, y'all. People are not signing up for this stuff. Not like they used to. According to the Defense Department figures, and they're not the only one, many of the branches of military, this is not exactly the first choice that people want to consider anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, they have had problems recruiting people in this country for quite some time. And that's because the military don't look so appealing when you take a second look for many people. And like I said, even my son and his friends, one time we even had a conversation about this. They went into the city and saw all these homeless people, and they were veterans, just laying around on the ground. And they were like, why are there so many? And I told them it's always been this way in this country. Despite the fact that they talk up all this veteran stuff, at the end of the day, they don't take care of veterans at all. And the people running their mouth, talking all that mess, they're full of shit. Each and every one of them. But ladies and gentlemen, please tell me what you think about this possibility, which I think it probably will happen because they are not pulling in the kind of people they want. Them now considering recruiting 16-year-olds. How would you feel about the 16-year-olds in your family going into the military? Wow, they're not even concerned about a diploma anymore. Remember, at least a high school diploma? Then they're not really concerned about a diploma anymore. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.